Folks, buckle up because we're about to dive into the wildest political rodeo this side of the Mississippi. I'm talking about the 2024 Arizona Senate race. And let me tell you, it's hotter than a jalapeno in the desert sun. You know what? This isn't just any old election. Oh no, this is the kind of race that could determine whether the Senate stays as divided as a family arguing over the last slice of pizza. On one side, we've got Ruben Gallego, the Democrat who's probably hoping his last name doesn't make voters think he's running for head of dairy at the local supermarket. And on the other side, there's Kari, the Republican who's traded in her news anchor desk for a political soapbox. Now I know what you're thinking. SM, why should I care about some Senate race in Arizona? Well, my friends, this isn't just about Arizona. This is about the future of our country, the balance of power in Washington, and possibly the most entertaining political showdown since the last election. All right, let's meet our gladiators in this political coliseum. First up, we've got Ruben Gallego. Now, Ruben's the kind of guy who probably has overachiever stamped on his forehead. I mean, come on, the man went from a poor immigrant family to Harvard. That's like, going from eating instant ramen to dining at a Michelin-starred restaurant overnight. Gallego's not just book smart though, he's a Marine Corps veteran who served in Iraq. So while some politicians are fighting Twitter wars, this guy's been in actual wars. You know what I'm saying? On the other side of the ring, we've got Kari. Now, Kari's got a background that's more colorful than a tie-dye shirt at a hippie convention. She spent over 2 decades as a news anchor, which means she's probably really good at looking directly into cameras and saying things with conviction. Whether those things are true or not, well, that's a whole other story. Lake's made quite the political U-turn, going from Obama supporter to Trump enthusiast faster than you can say fake news. Now folks, let's dig a little deeper into these candidates' backstories, because in politics, your past is like that embarrassing high school yearbook photo. It always comes back to haunt you. Ruben Gallego, our Harvard-educated Marine, grew up in a family where English was the second language and struggle was the first. This guy's childhood was so humble, he probably thought silver spoon was a fancy utensil at a restaurant he couldn't afford. But Gallego didn't let that stop him. He went from cleaning toilets to serving in Congress. Talk about a glow-up. His time in Iraq? Well, let's just say it gave him a perspective on foreign policy that goes beyond pointing at countries on a map and saying, "I don't like that one." On the flip side, we've got Kari, whose journey is like a GPS that suddenly decided to reroute in the middle of the trip. She spent 22 years as a news anchor, which means she's spent more time in front of a camera than most Hollywood actors. But somewhere along the line, Lake decided that reporting the news wasn't enough. She wanted to be the news. All right, folks, let's talk numbers, because in politics, polls are like horoscopes. Everyone reads them, but no one's quite sure if they mean anything. Right now, Ruben Gallego is leading Kari in the polls. It's like he's Usain Bolt and she's, well, not Usain Bolt, but here's the kicker. We're still a long way from Election Day. In political terms, that's like saying the race has barely left the starting line, and Lake's still tying her shoelaces. Now, why does this race matter so much? Well, it's not just about Arizona, although I'm sure the cacti are very invested. This race could decide whether the Senate is more divided than a pizza with pineapple on it. The campaign's already heating up faster than the Arizona pavement in July. Gallego's playing up his military service and congressional experience like it's his Tinder profile. Meanwhile, Lake's going all in on the MAGA playbook, probably hoping Trump's endorsement is like a golden ticket to the Wonka factory of politics. So there you have it, folks. The Arizona Senate race. A political cage match that could reshape Washington faster than a toddler with a box of crayons and a white wall. This isn't just about the Grand Canyon state. It's about the Grand Canyon-sized impact this race could have on national politics. Will Gallego's military background and progressive policies win the day? Or will Lake ride the MAGA wave all the way to Capitol Hill? Only time and a whole lot of campaign ads will tell. And remember, no matter who wins, democracy is like a cactus. It might be prickly sometimes, but it's tough, resilient, and thrives in even the harshest conditions. Stay tuned, stay informed, and for goodness sake, don't forget to vote.